I got the six-pack, I got the good vibes, I got the red Ferrari, I got the golden Rolex, I'm a millionaire, I love what I do, I say fuck you in your f***ing ass if I want to say that.
Jeremy Fragrance used to be one of the loudest and most noticeable guys on the internet. He was always wearing a white suit, yelling about perfumes in hotel bathrooms, and showing off his abs like it was part of a commercial. He had so much energy, it felt like he could turn his wild behavior into a product, and he actually did. This guy turned shouting about minty fresh alpha male vibes into $1 million business. And yet, here we are, 2024, and the king of cologne has vanished. He's become very skinny, looks exhausted, and now talks more about God and fasting, shifting his focus from colognes. His company is shut down, and he seems like a totally different person. So, what the hell happened to Jeremy Fragrance? Let's rewind, back to where it all started. Before the white suits and cologne reviews, Jeremy was just Daniel Schutz, a kid from Germany with a passion for martial arts and dance. He wasn't always loud and energetic. In fact, he trained in Taekwondo and even competed, which taught him discipline and body awareness that later translated into his hyperactive, physically expressive brand. His background in martial arts gave him that intense energy, that over-the-top commitment to dominating life. And believe it or not, he was also a professional dancer. He performed in various shows and competitions. This was a guy who genuinely loved performance, not just the clout. That mix of physicality and performance made Jeremy a natural performer on camera. His early YouTube videos weren't just fragrance reviews, they were dance routines, motivational rants, and strange skits where he acted like a cologne-obsessed anime character. He didn't care about being polished, he cared about being unforgettable. Jeremy Fragrance, real name Daniel Schutz, wasn't just another YouTuber, he was the fragrance community. In 2014, while the rest of YouTube was still obsessed with pranks and Minecraft, Jeremy popped up in a suit screaming about Dior Sauvage like it was the cure for depression. He didn't describe scents like a regular reviewer, no boring notes of bergamot and vetiver. Jeremy would say things like, "This smells like a sexy Wall Street millionaire who drives a red Ferrari and only eats protein." And somehow, it worked.
And what I quickly noticed is that people like it more when you describe fragrances in an emotional way instead of saying, this fragrance smells like lemon, cedar wood, and patchouli, which it does. But it's so uninteresting.
So describe it in an emotional.
Yeah, you could say it's a sexy millionaire living in Wall Street.
His raw energy, confidence, and unfiltered chaos made him addictive to watch. People couldn't tell if he was insane or a genius. Maybe both. He built one of the biggest platforms in the fragrance space, 2 million YouTube subscribers, 7 million TikTok followers, $1 million fragrance brand from a Kickstarter that raised $860,000 in pre-sales. From there, it was pure domination. His brand, Fragrance One, offered simple, confident scents for dudes who wanted to smell like money without thinking too hard. Office, date, night, boom. But behind the cologne bottles and six-pack selfies, something was brewing. By late 2022, Jeremy's content got weirder. He was still shirtless in public, still yelling about power baby and mint fragrances that turn you into a CEO. But now he was also talking about celibacy, God, and how he hadn't masturbated before recording. His eyes started looking hollow. His videos were less about colognes and more like chaotic TED Talks from someone deep in a midlife crisis. It was hard to tell if he was trolling or unraveling, and fans started noticing. People started commenting for help, like somebody get this dude some help. Another said, "It's not funny anymore, I feel for you." Let's talk about the moment Jeremy started losing trust. And no, it wasn't about him eating eggs with the shell on. Back in 2017, Jeremy launched a Patreon, telling fans he needed help affording a laptop and camera gear to keep making fragrance videos. His loyal audience came through, donations flowed in. A week later, Jeremy posted a video titled, "My New Ferrari." Yeah, turns out it's hard to justify crying poor on Patreon and then flexing a brand new 458 Italia like your Andrew Tate's cologne cousin. His fans felt betrayed, he deleted negative comments, but the damage was done. From then on, every move started to feel performative. Despite the backlash, Jeremy kept pushing Fragrance One. He tripled the price, claiming exclusivity. Some bottles hit €349. That's niche perfume pricing for what reviewers said was a basic fresh scent with mostly synthetic ingredients. Worse, customers started reporting issues, shipping delays, poor communication, bottles never arriving, no refunds. Jeremy admitted he wasn't handling logistics, his brother was. But the cracks were showing. He went from shouting, "Power baby," to pleading with customers not to lose faith. Eventually, the empire collapsed. Jeremy announced he was shutting down Fragrance One. No big goodbye, no press release. Just closing the brand, guys. Finish.
Hello guys, Jeremy Fragrance here. Closing the brand, guys. Finish.
And even before the final shutdown, things were already crumbling. His once charismatic brand image was slowly being replaced by weird live streams. Jeremy would go live in random places, sometimes crying, sometimes talking about conspiracies, sometimes asking his fans to look past the sins and see the vision. During one stream, he opened up about being betrayed by people close to him, including family. Fans didn't know whether to take it as a confession, a meltdown, or a marketing ploy for his next cologne drop. What confused the audience even more was how Jeremy kept pivoting. One day, he would talk about starting a new fragrance empire. The next, he was giving sermons about the God. He'd hold up a Bible in one hand and a bottle of night fragrance in the other. It wasn't just weird, it felt like a performance he couldn't stop. He even began preaching about his own scent as if it had divine powers. In one of his videos he said, "When I wear Office for Men, I don't just feel sexy, I feel anointed." That's when many realized Jeremy wasn't just selling cologne, he was selling Jeremy Fragrance, the myth. And the myth was collapsing under its own weight. By now, Jeremy's videos were getting even more chaotic. One moment he's doing push-ups because he dropped a bottle cap. The next, he's confessing, "My father beat me. A woman falsely accused me of rape. I've been financially ruined, but I'm the #1 fragrance icon who follows Jesus." No cuts, no edits, just one long, breathless ramble. TikTok exploded with Jeremy Fragrance out of context clips. He became a meme, a legend, a cautionary tale. It was performance art, or a meltdown, or both. Fans didn't know whether to laugh or call for help. In between cologne reviews and motivational speeches, darker stuff started surfacing. Accusations of narcissism, manipulation, and drug addiction. Screenshots of him allegedly trying to coerce a woman into sex, then threatening legal action when she refused. Allegations of lying about finances, deleting negative comments, and dodging accountability. He denied all wrongdoing, brushed off drug accusations, and claimed he was simply misunderstood.
Have you ever done drugs?
No, never in my life I've taken any drugs except drinking alcohol.
So when people say that you've done cocaine,
I think
that's not true.
It's such a compliment when people say I ate or drink or sniffed the cocaine. I think it's such a compliment.
In early 2024, Jeremy went full monk mode. He posted photos looking skinny, no suits, no abs, just dark circles under his eyes and captions like, "I'm getting baptized." His new videos barely mentioned colognes. They were about Jesus, purity, suffering, and becoming the highest version of himself. And that's when people really got scared. This wasn't a rebrand, it was a breakdown. The man who once flexed Ferraris and shouted about pheromones was now sitting shirtless on the floor, praying to the gods and telling viewers to stop jerking off. The fall wasn't loud, it was slow, sad, and eerily familiar. Burnout, ego, backlash, trauma, fame addiction, maybe all of it. Jeremy built an empire by turning himself into a character, an unstoppable, cologne-obsessed machine. But that character needed to keep getting louder, weirder, bolder to stay relevant. Eventually, the man behind the meme couldn't keep up. Whether Jeremy is finished, reborn, or plotting a final comeback doesn't even matter anymore. What matters is the message. Fame has a price, and Jeremy paid in full.